Hi guys, and welcome back to Crazy Country Couponer. I've got a stimulus update for us. You know you want to know. So go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, share with your friends, ask your friends to share with their friends. Everybody wants to know when the money's coming. So you know they're going to love you for sharing the information. So, thumbs up and share away, guys. And those of you that aren't subscribers will take a moment, hit that subscription button and notification bell, because under normal circumstances, guys, this is the place you want to be. We save tons of money, we do great deals, and we love glitches and steals. So you want to be one of us. So make sure you hit that subscription button and notification bell. And subscribers, guys, come on in. Yes, we got money coming. My daughter's already got hers, guys. Yeah. Seems she called me while I was at work and said, "Hey, Mom, check your bank account." Well, she's got a net spin card. She gets her money a few days early. And I believe Green Dot maybe also gets their money a few days early. So guys, if you have a Green Dot card or a net spin card, then that's what you want to do. You want to get your Green Dot and check it out. If you filed taxes already this year, or you filed, I believe, taxes last year, they said too, then I think they're already sending them out to you. So check it out. It could already be there for you. Okay, now, let's talk about that money. It's really ironic, right? It's supposed to boost the economy. That normally means getting out there spending it on frivolous stuff, right? Let's don't do that. Please, let's don't do that. Let's think before we spend this money. Some of us don't have the option, okay? Really, some of us have already spent our bill money and spent it on stocking up, or as best they could, and doing that kind of stuff. So we have to pay our bills still. So guys, pick and choose. Pay what bills you need to pay. Put some of that money away. Buy you some necessary prepping items if you haven't already, and definitely get you some gardening stuff. And if you've never gardened, now's the time. If you're not familiar with canning, well, there's freezing. Okay? At least for a temporary method. There's dehydrating. Again, temporary method. If you've got one of those new air fry ovens, most of them are dehydrators. If you got a regular oven, you've got a dehydrator, guys. All you got to do is put it on 150 and crack it open a little bit. Put your stuff in there and leave it overnight. Most of the time, it'd be dehydrated. I mean, there's tons of videos online telling you how to dehydrate stuff. So definitely, even if you've never done it before, put a pot on the patio. Mostly we've gardened mostly tomatoes. Almost every single year for years and years and years. Tomatoes, I call it a salsa garden, because it's basically stuff that you can make salsa with, okay? And maybe, if I'm lucky, something a little extra. A few years I tried strawberries. That's a lot of weeding and a lot of bending over, okay? So that didn't quite work out. And just when I thought I had it going really good, I hired somebody to till my garden up. Well, seems they don't know the difference between a strawberry and a damn weed. Okay? So, hence, no more strawberries. But what I do have is I got lots of pots on my patio. Okay? Right now, we're not worried about beautification. Okay? Normally, this time of year, I'm cleaning up my patio from all the winter crapola. All the storms we're having, it's blowed all this stuff up on my porch and my patio. Normally, we're cleaning all that up. Well, we're kind of doing that right now, but we're also putting all dirt in every bucket, every old pot that we got. And we're planting everything I can find. If it comes up, it comes up. Awesome. I can eat it, and I can save the stuff I bought for an emergency. Okay? That's the other thing. If you're worried about not being able to can this stuff or freeze this stuff, just eat this stuff and save the stuff you bought for the emergency, okay? You can eat all summer on vegetables that you plant in your garden. Um, it's time we become less of a meat eaters, guys. Okay? For more reasons than you ever want to know. It's time for us to eat a lot less meat. For one, it's better for us to eat less meat. More beans, more vegetables. We can find our protein in other places. So, a vegetable garden, fruit trees, blueberry bushes. Go to Lowe's, get you a couple of blueberry bushes. I bought these blueberry bushes 2 years ago, and they actually had blueberries on them when I bought them. I put them in huge pots, and all summer they gave me blueberries up until wintertime hit. And let me tell you, it was wonderful stepping right outside my door every morning with a bowl and grabbing me a little bowl of blueberries and just rinsing them off and eating them. It was awesome. So just think of that. I mean, put you a big blueberry bush in a big pot on your patio or on your front door stoop as an ornamental. And when it blooms, you got good stuff. Normally, you would plant shrubs along the front of your home, put blueberry bushes. Normally, you would plant flowers in a flower bed, plant tomato plants. Plant bush beans, plant bush cucumbers. Make a point of planting almost everything you plant this year. Make it edible. And go and buy, I mean, they're not going to bear for you this year, but go and buy you a tree of some sort that bears some sort of fruit, nut. Look up quick growing vegetables. I had to think for a minute. And plant you some of those. As soon as the weather clears up, I will do a cutting planting for you. And basically what that is just taking scraps of salad stuff that you've cut up and planting it in the dirt and watching it come back to life, guys. I did this. Remember, I am a cook in the kitchen. Okay. So I do this for a living. And I have tons of scraps. Well, a few years ago, I brought home some green onion scraps, threw them in the dirt, and I used them for 3 years before accidentally pulling the last one out. Because what I would simply do would go out there and snip them off with my scissors, and they would just continue to grow, and they grew from scraps. So even if you have a small pot, and actually what I have them out here in right now is some old bowls from the dollar store that cracked over time. So they actually have a crack in the bottom for drainage. I had 2 of them exactly alike. I put one on the bottom, planted my onion sprouts in there, or should I say, the bottoms of the green onions that already have the little roots on them in the ground. I planted them in the dirt and covered them up with the other bowl because it's one of those translucent blue ones that you can see through. So until the weather clears up, they're covered. You can plant cabbage. I put in a piece of cabbage that my daughter had bought to make coleslaw with. When I went to go cut it up, I noticed it had roots coming off the bottom. Little ones, but they were roots just the same. So I took it out and buried it right by my blueberry bush. With any luck, it'll sprout up. Same way with carrots. Buy you some carrots have the greenery on the top, okay? When you cut the tops off, put the tops in a little bit of water or in a moist paper towel and watch those roots grow. When those roots start sprouting, plant those tops. What else can you do? Romaine lettuce. You can do romaine lettuce, and I did romaine lettuce too, and it just keeps on growing, guys. Just cut it off. Don't pull it. Just snip it off what you're going to use. And it just continues to grow. And that's out of scraps. And I'm sure you've seen the videos online where you just take slices of tomato and bury them and the tomato plants come up. Now, those kind of, if you're doing that, you're going to end up having to weed out a lot of tomato plants because you're going to end up with a clump of plants coming up. And in a survival type situation, that might work out, pretty well. And it would work out where if you're planting some sort of green, like spinach. But one of the ideas that I came up with, I do have a garden area, but it's one of the reasons why I didn't work it as much. It's not far from my door. It's just, it gets really hot in here at Arkansas. And when you get home out of a hot kitchen and you get inside this AC, it's hard to make your way back around behind the barn to do some weeding, okay? But we're going to force ourselves to do it this time. Why? Because it may save my life. It may save the life of my grandchildren, even if they don't want to participate. Which, believe it or not, I do believe they're going to try to grow a little something. Even if it's just crookneck squash, guys, which pretty much grows wild. Okay, we actually had one grow next to my daughter's porch last year. Huge one. That came from a squash that fell out of the trash. So again, a squash. Go get you a crookneck squash. So if you have food stamps, and for whatever reason they won't let you buy seeds or plants with your food stamps, go buy these items. And do them. Pot and soil. You don't really need pot and soil. You just need some clean dirt, guys. Go dig you up. Get rid of the grass. Dig down a little bit. If that dirt is black, it is good dirt. Dig that dirt up. You want to add to that dirt some cow manure. And it's really cheap at Walmart. It's like $1.43 for cow manure. You want to add some of that. You want to add some leaves. If you've got leaves, if you're close to any woods, go out to the woods and get some of that undergrowth or that underlying stuff that's underneath the trees. Get you some of those composted leaves. Mix in there with that as well. And if you got a little bit of extra money, well, you can buy you a big old bag of vermiculite and peat moss. And you can take all that and mix all that together in one big kiddie pool. And you've got you a really good mixture there, guys. And it didn't cost you very much at all. Because most of it is going to be dirt that you dug out of the ground that you just fortified. And of course, your compost. You can do your own compost with scraps. Start now. Get you a compost bin. And start putting your scraps, your eggshells, your coffee grounds. Geez, what else can I think of that you would put in your leaves, your grass clippings? If you never saved your grass clippings, my husband used to get PO'd at me because I did the grass catcher, and I have big holes in my yard from where we had gophers, and now that the gopher's gone, the ground's kind of collapsed, so it makes like big indentations. I was taking all these grass clippings and I'm dumping it in these big holes. And, over time, they kind of pat down. Well, he's telling me I'm an idiot. Okay? That it's not going to do anything. Well, the ones that I was really intent on, well, those grass clippings have now turned into some really nice soil. It's been 2 years. So, grass clippings. Get that bag on that mower. And collect those grass clippings and put them in a hole in the ground. If you got a hole in the ground. If not, build your little bin and put them in there. And every once in a while, just go out and flip them over. And by next year, you'll have some great compost. And it won't cost you anything. Gardening, guys. We're going to have to learn. We should have paid more attention to our grandparents when they was telling us, shouldn't we? I know I should have. Yeah, I should. Because there's a lot of things that I'm sure we could use right now. Least of all, their knowledge about hard times. But we're going to prepare so our times aren't going to be so hard, are they? Because every time we go to the store, we're going to get something small that's going to tide us over. Forgive the dog, guys. I'm sorry. He is just being overly vocal today, so I had to put him outside while I did the video. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to hear me. So, it's gotten really cold. It went from like 75 to 80 to 35, guys. So, big difference here. That's, one of those things we've been talking about. All these big differences overnight. Rainstorms, earthquakes, tornadoes. We had some more tornadoes here just in the last 2 days. Bad storms. Okay? That's why, another reason why you want to be prepared. And like I said, we're preparing for lots of stuff right now. We're preparing for the situation by wearing masks and gloves and headgear. Not going out as much, We're preparing for that situation. We're preparing for our government changes situation and the unknowns of that situation. We're preparing for that as well. And we're also preparing for any type of disaster that may strike us, because check it out, guys. It's coming left and right. And if something was to hit in 2 or 3 places at one time right now, along with this situation that we already have, well, we're already strained enough, so you know what would happen. So, again, don't get complacent. Let's prepare. And I can't preach it enough. I know you guys are going to get tired of hearing it, and I hope not. But, we're going to help each other do it. Read the comments. A lot of the subscribers and the folks that come by have wonderful tips. Okay? So read the comments when they come in, and take notice of a lot of the tips that we get, because they're coming from really great sources. Okay? And they may help you out. Write them down. Those of us that don't have how-to books, I've got a book, guys, that we may explore that I bought years. Remember 2000? When the first time it was supposed to hit, I bought this book called Worst Case Scenarios. And they even had it on one of the talk shows. And then they had a part 2. But it's got the most off-the-wall stuff, what to do in the worst case scenarios, such as being attacked by a shark, how to take a punch, how to use a defibrillator. I mean, all that, yeah. So we may explore that book. That might be some good information to pass on, because you never can tell. You might be in one of those situations, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, Jenny's video, she told me how to defend myself against a shark. Ah! You never can tell. It might save your life. And I know this because a long, long time ago, something similar like that saved my life. Something in passing in my brain kicked in an emergency situation. And it saved my life. It really, honestly did save my life. And this is what I'm saying. This information, though it may not seem critical right now, may in time be critical to you. Lordy, that dog will not stop. And again, I'm so sorry. So, we're going to end the video, because I know you're tired of already hearing him go off. But it was just to let you know, you got money coming. And be mindful about how you spend it. Still keep preparing. It's not over. We're going to have some deals coming up. Hopefully Wednesday we'll have some new coupons and the heads up of what's coming out on Sunday's paper. But guys, we'll have a little money to do some deals. And you know you got to pick up some essentials definitely by now. At least some milk, some eggs. Well, maybe not eggs. I don't know about you, but I got so many eggs. And just so you know, your eggs is good for a long time. Eggs can be used up to 6 to 9 months, depending. If they're fresh eggs, like from the farm eggs, they can be good up to 9 months if they were fresh. And you want to keep them even longer? Get you some mineral oil. Take those eggs and coat them in mineral oil and put them in your refrigerator. You ain't got to put them in the refrigerator, but you could. I mean, yeah, we like them in the refrigerator. Put them in the refrigerator. They'll last up to 9 months. And of course, how do you check an egg? Well, you float an egg. Okay? If that egg sinks, it's good. If it floats, well, if it floats, you don't want to eat it. It means it ain't no good. Okay? If it floats halfway, well, it's still good to eat. It just means it ain't fresh no more. Alright, that's your tidbit, guys. Thank you for stopping by. I enjoyed it. Y'all come back now here. And we'll talk about couponing next time.